Redditors who are married to someone with an identical twin, what are your feelings towards the twin? I started dating a twin. When my roommate met her, he joked she's hot. Does she have a twin? So I introduced them and they started dating. My roommate and my wife's twin got married 2 years before my wife and I got married. So now at family gatherings, it's me and my old roommate hanging out with our twin wives. It's weird but really great. #X200B, and then to make it especially crazy, the two of them had children a couple years ago. They had twins that were born on the birthday of our wives. #X200B, edit, someone below pointed out that I did not answer the question, and in my opinion that just will not stand. So to answer, her sister is great, I love her very much. Their personalities are surprisingly different, but complement each other perfectly when they're together. They have a weird ability to make friends with every single person in a room when they're together, and it's really fun to watch in action. That's too much. Man. What is this? A crossover episode? What are you doing here? No. That's not right. What are you doing here? No. Damn it. I'm actually quite fond of him. But my husband's twin is gay and my husband is not, so I imagine that changes the dynamics quite a bit. We talk about guys and relationships and watch a lot of Real Housewives together. The three of us lived together for a while before my husband and I got married and it was fun. Sometimes I'll look at him and think, huh. So that's what my husband would look like if he showered and shaved and cared about his wardrobe. Good to know. Edited to answer some common questions. Yup, they're identical. They're not the only pair of identical twins I've known with different sexual orientations. I've never been attracted to my brother-in-law. I like a little bit of scruff on my men, so I actually think I have the better twin, lol. Neither of them are super extreme in their sexualities. My husband isn't super macho and my brother-in-law isn't super effeminate, so they're probably closer to the middle of the scale, whatever that scale might be. Except when they're drunk. My husband gets annoyingly macho and my brother-in-law gets really effeminate when they're hammered drunk. Second edit, they have very similar tastes in personalities and looks. My husband has always dated brunettes with dark eyes and a more assertive personality. My brother-in-law has also dated the same, just from the same sex. I've always found that fascinating. Huh. So that's what my husband would look like if he showered and shaved and cared about his wardrobe. Good to know. This made me laugh, as I'm trying to decide if I should shave this month. Not married, but my girlfriend has an identical twin and she is her complete polar opposite and a giant cunt. I always tell her it's easy to know which of them is the evil twin. Ursula. Twin is my wife's evil copy. Wouldn't touch that mess if my life depended on it. I'm married to an identical twin. They are very dependent of each other but fight like you wouldn't believe. I have tons of funny stories because I lived with both of them for a little while. When they get angry, they kinda black out and call each other nasty stuff that makes no sense. For example, they will call each other ugly cows. They are 100% identical. Also, they both sleepwalk a lot. Like every night. I woke up once to my wife, then girlfriend, putting her rollerblades on at night while her sister was walking around the apartment with a stovetop like a tray and a wooden spoon. She was dreaming of being a waitress, I guess. I just went back to bed. Also, you know that scene in Paranormal Activity where the wife stands by the bed staring at her husband for hours? Yep, that's just a Tuesday for me. As for my feelings toward her twin, she's like a sister only. Nothing more. Edit, thanks for the gold. I have a few stories in the comments below if anyone is interested. I couldn't handle that happening while I sleep. Haha, I have a bunch of funny sleepwalking stories. My wife and her sister are really intense. Way late to the party, but I know a woman whose husband cheated on her with her identical twin, then got her twin pregnant, divorced her and married her twin. I guess you could say he liked her better. Thanksgivings just don't happen anymore. These are the kind of stories we came here for. I am an identical twin and all my brother's ex-GFs always distanced themselves from me even if we were friends prior to them dating. But his current GF and I are very close. I really hope they get married. They have my seal of approval. Why do you think that was? My guess is they were of course attracted to him, and think he was to them, so they wanted to make sure nothing happened. Not quite what you were asking, but I dated a twin in high school. We were both very reserved, quiet people. His twin brother was much more outgoing and happened to have a girlfriend that looked a lot like me, same hair color and build, at least. They would make out everywhere with absolutely no shame. One day my boyfriend and I got pulled into the principal's office to talk about our inappropriate behavior at school. It was humiliating. When we're finally able to stammer through our explanation that no, you've got the wrong couple, the principal was very kind about it and we had a good laugh. But I'm sure I was tomato red for the whole conversation. That sounds like a good side plot to a teen movie. It's basically the plot for at least 2 Shakespeare plays. My sister-in-law is married to an identical twin. The only noticeable difference between the two is the twin stands up straighter. From what I understand, she is incredibly attracted to the twin, obviously, right? And doesn't allow herself to be drunk around him. It causes me anxiety to think about that. Edit, I'm not the twin. Sil is my wife's sister. Story time, Sil, her husband, the twin, and his wife all went to a water park. Everybody in their swimming suits and on a tube river ride. Her husband on her right and twin in the left in the tube. At one point they went through a dark tunnel and the tube bounced off the wall causing the twin's back to shove against my Sil. She put up her hands to brace him and herself and for the first time, as she put it, felt the back of her husband on somebody she knew not to be her husband. It was pitch black, she knew it wasn't her husband, but had all the same physical attraction to him that she had for her husband. She freaked out hard. Later she told my wife that she was really confused about the whole thing and ever since then has been really shy around the twin and avoids any physical contact. This may be the exact story this thread was made for. Married to an identical twin going on 8 years. When I first found out I thought it would be wacky and entertaining like a movie. But it sucks ass. Her twin is a psycho and one of the worst people I've ever met. She wants to be the alpha twin. They are so competitive about everything. Been married to a twin for going on 8 years, and dating several years, in high school, before that too. Her sister was a bit crazy, but she's mellowed out a lot now. It's weird how the other twin is consistently evil in this thread. WTF. Are people just selectively upvoting tales of evil twins, or is it just surprisingly common that spouses don't get along with twins? Edit, as per AskReddit tradition, someone should start a thread asking what twins think of the spouses of their twins. Heck, there is probably already one rising fast right now. Everyone knows a pair of identical twins only occurs when there is too much evil for one body. I've known 2 identical twins for years. When I first met them I asked which one was the evil twin. One said the other one, that one claimed it's what an evil twin would say. At the end they both had an evil grin. Years later and I now know they both are the evil twin. Based only on those few sentences, I can't help but imagine them as devilishly good looking. I'm married to a twin and she asked me if I found her sister attractive. I said, of course, I do, you're twins. If I find you attractive, then it would be illogical for me not to find her attractive, too. Thankfully, she laughed and agreed with me. I'm married an identical twin. They have a very similar personality so I get along with my wife's twin very well. When her twin comes to visit they will exchange clothes sometimes. I saw my wife come out and go back to the room, then saw my wife's twin come out with a different outfit, thought it was my wife, she went back in another time and changed shirts again. I was getting annoyed because I figured it was my wife changing for the 3rd time. Nope. Just the twin trying on 2 shirts. When we got married my mom was helping my wife put together her bouquet of flowers. She had to get her makeup done so she left the room and my wife's twin stepped in without missing a beat. My mom went on to have a 20-minute heart-to-heart with who she thought was her future daughter-in-law. I finally overheard something and told my mom it was her twin. Poor mom. Edit, wow, this blew up. My wife is 6 months pregnant right now and hasn't seen her twin in person since getting pregnant. Will be interesting to see them side by side at Christmas since they've always been the same size. No need for a Sharpie. Just mark your wife's hand with a Sharpie. My dad is an identical twin, so I have an uncle dad. That's weird to type and say out loud. My grandfather who lived in a different state was an identical twin. I met his brother for the first time at my grandfather's funeral. He looked and sounded just like my grandpa. It was pretty difficult to process in that moment. Missed opportunity to dress like a phantom and haunt his brother's funeral. If I had a twin, this would be something we'd have had a lengthy conversation about, and I would require this of them if I died first. I would require this of them if I died first. Clearly you aren't the evil twin. I would require my twin to be the one that died first.